Hi, thank you again for choosing this video. So here we are talking about what is the best way to make a lot of money, or let's say what is the best way to get rich. Now why do I talk about best? First of all, what do I mean by best? Now let's first of all look at risk. By best I mean the way where risk involved is much lesser compared to the rest of them. So why do I talk about risk? Because that is what exactly is keeping people from making money, isn't it? Business is risky, share trading is risky. If it was not risky, everyone would have done it, everyone would be rich. But if everyone had the kind of money, the money would have lost its worth. So that's fine. That's for another time. But why do I talk about risk? In any market you will see, higher risk usually comes and translates to higher rewards. It's true for many cases, but it need not always be true. Now many people will see that in the market diversify their portfolio to maintain the same level of reward but to reduce the risk. Now how does it reduce the risk? You invest in multiple companies across different sectors, so even if one sector gets affected by something harsh, your other stocks in other sectors are still there, so your potential of loss remains low. So the probability that you will make a loss on your trades when you are having these 6 or 7 stocks in different industries is lesser compared to the returns you'll make. So you are reducing the risk without reducing the return. The same way, I'm talking about a way where you can make a lot of money and become extremely rich if you play your cards right. Okay. Now this is not at all risky. Let me be sure with that, because you're not going to put your money on the line. So here is the way that I think is the best way to become rich. Investing in a startup. Now that may sound crazy, that may sound common and generic. I'm not saying money, I'm saying investing your time in a startup. Now many of you would already guess it right. I mean to say, you give value to a startup and ask for some percentage of the business in return. Now this value, how do you add it? I'll get to it. Now why is this the best way to get rich? Let's say you have a startup and its value right now is, let's say, $5 million. You just give some suggestions, get 5% of it, negotiate that way, and later on you seem to find that it's becoming successful and it has grown to a very huge level, and let's say the valuation even goes above 20 million, 30 million, right, dollars. So you take 5% of 30 million. That's a very big amount, isn't it? So that's what I'm talking about. Even 5% of 30 million is a big amount. It's not small. So that's what I'm talking about. Now how to do this? I'll get to it. Why is it risk-free? You're not going to put in any money. It's just your time and thinking. So basically you're getting paid for your brain. And later on, when you grow your portfolio, you can cash out anytime soon. You don't have to sell everything. You can just sell 1 or 2% depending upon your needs and what you want, and let the rest of it grow, right? So as much as someone would like to do it, here are the barriers. Number one, you must find a startup. That itself is difficult. Okay, you have to go out, search for people who are in need, look for the specific industries that are coming up, the industries that are not saturated, the businesses that are having have a very good potential, meaning to say that something that is new. Okay, go out there, look at a business, look at a competition, analyze quickly, do a quick math, just a quick back of the envelope calculation, and you'll find many out there. Just go to many of these and offer a solution you have. And you cannot just go and say, I'm going to do some accounting for you. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Value is something different, because if you're not adding value, no one is going to give you 5%. It has to be big, okay? It has to be completely game changing. And only then probably they may think of giving you 5. Because no matter how good you are at it, it's their money on the line. So you're never going to get 50% or let's say 20-25% of a business unless you're very good at negotiation, or you're bringing too much value, or unless you're adding some money yourself. So let's get to it. How to provide value? For any business, the main thing that they require is growth in revenues. Okay. Now if you can get it out there, that's a different thing. If you have a good marketing channel, a very good YouTube channel where you reach a lot of people, that's easy money for you. I'm not talking about that. How do you do this? Let's take an example here, okay? Now, if there's an application, let's say, and the business person you approached is planning to, charge subscription-based model for that kind of an application. Let's say that application is into social media, and it's providing any type of social media services like Instagram or Facebook. But let's say there's some new innovation, okay? It's a new application. Let's look at TikTok. It was new, right? So something new would have come up, okay? It can come up anytime. And you approach this person, you ask him to change it from subscription based to ad based. Now he may already know that, or he may already not know that. But if you are causing an impact for him to change his revenue modeling and the way the money comes in, because usually what people focus on is money. They tend to understand how to price their product. As opposed to that, if you look at any good tech startup right now, okay, many of them are trying to go and run ads. So it's difficult, but it's the better way. In some cases, especially in terms of social media. So you're adding value just slightly here by asking him to change his model from a subscription based to a free, basically a free software just renting ads. Now that will bring in a lot of people, a lot of users, and then you can also offer a prime subscription, let's say, a premium subscription where there are no ads. People do that, right? Many applications already do that. But it's so common that people just don't notice it. It can be something really common, something that you can think about, but it's just because the other person didn't think about it and you thought about it and put it in very nice words that you got some investment. Let's take one more example. Let's say you show a person a strong affiliation policy, a referral policy of bringing a lot of people in. You show him how to grow users beyond using marketing, okay? Because initially, instead of giving out a lot of cash and handing people a lot of money and getting a lot of marketing done, reaching people, and then the people you reach again are gonna see that they have to pay you some amount of money. It doesn't convert, you don't convert people. Clients don't come like that, or even customers if it's an application. So what do? Instead of that, instead of marketing, you do this. Let's take one example. Look at Jio. What did the company do? They gave away entire year's worth of data per day for free. Why? Because the marketing cost that would have been incurred later on acquiring those users, getting them to take your SIMs to switch from other network providers would have taken years and probably even much more than what the company already incurred in just 1.5 years. That may sound crazy, 1 year of data for free? Seriously? We thought of that too. But if you look at it from a business point of view, that is a very nice and genius way actually to go about it. Same way, you come up with a solution. You ask people to do things differently. Instead of charging for every single piece, you give a bundle, let's say for XYZ pieces, or up to 5 pieces, here is how much you have to pay. Even if you have 4 pieces, you'll still have to pay that much. So you're indirectly forcing that person to buy 5 pieces. What does it help you with is, when you're forcing someone to buy 5 pieces, they were actually just going to come there for, let's say 3, maybe 4, whatever it was. When you try doing that and say, in this amount, you're going to get 5 pieces or less. Obvious reaction is, I want 5 pieces, right? And then you're actually getting a very good amount of fixed income from that. I'm just talking about a way to, make money come in and go. You have to think about it. You have to think in these ways, in ways that are ingenious. Now, how to do this? This is very important. You have to stay alone at least for 1 hour in a day. You have to give yourself at least 1 hour. I'm not talking about going on Instagram, sitting around, doing anything. No, I'm talking about looking at a business. Take 15 minutes to go online, search for these type of businesses that are startups and might soon be taking an investment. So you may also want to learn about how to conduct valuation for these startups, business valuations that can help them grow and help them have a good investor pitch. You can go into that, but that's all secondary. The first part is here. You go 15 minutes, you've spent it on that and finding a good startup. Next 15 minutes should be on understanding what exactly the industry is, what is the potential, whether it's good. When you get, after 30 minutes, when you get that one nice company, or let's say 2 nice startups or 2, 3, whatever number it is, you approach one by one and then you ask them to work for free. Okay, when you do that, they're going to probably check out what your scenario is, and in the end, after the end of 30 minutes, 45 minutes, you have to keep thinking. In the last 15 minutes, you purely have to think about what kind of solutions you can offer, what kind of things you can do, what they might already be doing. Okay, if you don't already know what the model is, talk to them, get to understand it. If you have to, even sign a non-disclosure agreement, do what you have to, because the knowledge you get from that is not going to go anywhere. it might help you in another client. Okay, this is not about just clients. I'm just talking about how you can be, getting into some serious money without taking a lot of risk. This is pure effort, okay, but not as hard as people work these days, the laborers out there, the people working in front of their desks, their laptops. No, this is just pure thinking. You are packing in years worth of change in business in just a few hours. That's what I'm trying to say here. The value you're adding is going to be infinite. It is going to have repercussions for years to come, which is why you're going to probably make someone a millionaire. Okay, although you're not coaching someone or mentoring someone, don't ever do that. Always try to consult, be a consultant. I'm just working with people to get to know their businesses and working with them for free. So try that. For first 1 year, I've been doing this for the last few months. I've been working with people to understand how businesses work. Apart from my office, okay, I'm approaching my father's friends, the ones that are running the business. I'm understanding how it works. It can be anything, manufacturing, tech, service sector, anywhere. It can be just any random thing. You just need to know what is the new thing in that industry. Get to it, get to its bottom. Find out the new startup, find out the new tech, find out whatever is going to be good. Go in, offer a solution like the one I said. You're going to change something completely. Only and only then can you expect. So there is a very good chance you will not get it done for many of them. In a dozen or even more than that, you might just get one person who's willing to give you some part of their business. But it's worth it, trust me. Even if you get one of them and the valuation for that company rises in the future 10, 20 times, whatever times, you invested nothing and you actually turned that into a lot of money. So that's about this video, guys. Thank you for watching. This is Wealth Workout. Please do not forget to subscribe and like this video. Peace out.